Welcome back to Glitch Lab. Glitch here with APS10 Gaming.
Hello, everybody.
And today we will focus on the so-called Minnows in the T20 World Cup.
Yes, we've picked out 4 teams in particular and a couple of honorable mentions, sides that have taken part in the World Cup before and have caused some shocks in the cricketing world.
And these are Netherlands, Ireland, Zimbabwe, Scotland, and a couple of honorable mentions.
Yes, these teams have pulled off upsets in the past World Cups, and there's no reason this one could be any different.
So, Netherlands squad is on the screen for you all. You can pause the video and go through that.
A couple of names will stand out to everyone in this squad, namely Logan Van Beek, Bas de Leede, Max O'Dowd, and Roelof van der Merwe, who previously featured for South Africa in the 2009 T20 World Cup as well.
And a few others like Scott Edwards, the captain, Colin Ackerman. By the way, for anime fans, he is not related to any of the Ackerman from Attack on Titan. And their right arm off spinner Aryan Dutt. These three individuals had quite a few impression on the Indian fans and cricketing fans in the 2023 ODI World Cup. In the beginning of the video, you mentioned how these so-called Minnow Nation have shocked the cricketing world. Netherlands have shocked South Africa 2 times in 2 consecutive ICC events. 2022, they beat South Africa, which helped Pakistan in return, and they reached the final. 2023 again, South Africa were on the receiving end. Netherlands, this time around, they will be hoping to pull up something like that again. Speaking about their heroics in the ICC event, let us move on to the matches they will be playing in the World Cup.
Netherlands group consists of hosts India, Namibia, Pakistan, and the United States, with their matches taking place in Colombo, Delhi, Chennai, and Ahmedabad. Among their matches, first up, they take on Pakistan on the 7th of February, then they play Namibia on the 10th, then the United States on the 13th in Chennai, and finally against hosts India on the 18th in Ahmedabad.
In all likely scenario, Netherlands would finish at number 3 position in this group. In all practical scenarios, but stuffs like 2024 edition can happen. India, Pakistan, USA, deja vu.
Stuff can change anytime and things move fast in T20 cricket. So we'll see. Moving on to another fellow European nation in Ireland in Group B of the T20 World Cup. Their squad is on the screen for you now.
Looking at the Irish squad, the key players for them will be their captain, Paul Stirling, an experienced campaigner and one of the highest run scorer in this format for Ireland as well.
Not to mention one of the most capped players in T20 cricket history.
Yes, he went past Rohit Sharma in the number of appearances he had in T20 internationals. Another one would be Mark Adair, bowling all-rounder. We have seen him in different ICC events, 2022 T20 World Cup in Australia. He was one of the main reason why Ireland were able to beat England once again in the ICC event. Josh Little, left-arm bowler. I think if I'm not wrong, he either took a hat-trick in the 2022 edition or a fifer. I can't remember which it was exactly, but would be one of the two.
Yeah, it was the hat-trick. In the 2022 World Cup in Australia, he took a hat-trick against New Zealand, dismissing Kane Williamson, Jimmy Neesham, and Mitchell Santner. In doing so, he became only the second Irish bowler to take a hat-trick in a T20 match, after fellow squad member and another one of the key players, Curtis Camphor, who also has a hat-trick. And another one of the key players that I would like to mention, who I think you have missed out on, is Harry Tector. Harry Tector is a key middle order batsman and will be a very important piece of the puzzle in those middle to end overs.
And before talking about the matches the Ireland team will be playing, there is another so-called Minnow nation in this group, that is Group B, an African nation, Zimbabwe.
One of the teams that provided a shock in the T20 World Cups of recent, beating Pakistan in the 2022 edition. So let's have a look at their squad first, which is up on your screens now.
And don't forget, Zimbabwe beat the invincible mighty Aussies in the 2007 T20 World Cup. A long time back, but thought out mentioning it as a trivia. Looking at the squad, The key player for them will be Brendan Taylor, the man who played in the 2007 edition and will be playing in the 2026 edition as well.
Insane longevity from Brendan Taylor. Another one of the key players in the squad will be Captain Sikandar Raza, who continues to defy age and produces scintillating performances for Zimbabwe day in and day out.
And two other guys whom I will like to mention are both bowlers, Wellington Masakadza and Blessing Musarabani.
Now, let's move on to the matches for both Ireland and Zimbabwe in the T20 World Cup. With Sri Lanka co hosting the tournament and the group consisting of Australia, Ireland, Oman, Sri Lanka, and Zimbabwe, all of the matches for Ireland and Zimbabwe are being hosted exclusively in Sri Lanka. So let's take a look at the matches. With Ireland first, they first take on Sri Lanka on the 8th, then Australia on the 11th, then on the 14th against Oman, on the 17th against Zimbabwe, and for Zimbabwe, they open up against Oman, then against Australia on the 13th, then as mentioned against Ireland on the 17th, and 2 days later on the 19th, their final game against Sri Lanka. Both teams have enough talent in the squad to cause an upset here and there, and we both expect them to get point against Oman at the minimum. I think both of us would agree that these teams will finish number 3 and 4 in the group.
Yes, as we mentioned in our Sri Lanka video, Australia and Sri Lanka will be the ones qualifying, but you never know. T20 cricket. I don't think Australia will miss out. They are the one qualifying anyway. But since the matches will be in Sri Lanka, there could be rain possibilities and all the scenario. Who knows? They might sneak in somehow.
Before we mention the final team, a couple of honorable mentions here. These are not exactly teams we'd consider minnows, but these are teams that seemed interesting to us on a level and have had some big moments in previous tournaments, and some teams that are just having their big moment right now. So let's talk about them. The first honorable mention I have is the United States. If you remember in the last World Cup, this was the only associate nation to make the top 8 in the World Cup last time around. So very good news for them. There has been a few bad news as of late with the suspension of the United States Cricket Board, but staying away from that stuff and just focusing on the cricket, they have a quite solid squad. A few changes from the last time around, but still a pretty solid squad all around. With some key players in the squad being Andries House, Captain Monank Patel, Saurav Netravalkar, the Oracle legend himself, and probably one of the most experienced players in T20 cricket as of general, Ali Khan in the squad. One more mention I have is not quite a young player, but a player who has really risen up the ranks in the recent months, especially in T20 franchisee cricket, especially in the SA20 league as well, which is Shubham Ranjane, who played for the Johannesburg franchise, if I'm not wrong.
And we are recording this video on the very next day of USA's warm-up game against India A. And in that game, the USA team crossed 200 runs while batting second, chasing a big score of 238. And that too against India A bowlers, Ravi Vishnoi, Mayank Yadav. Early positive sign for the team US. Another team that I am personally interested in watching is Italy, playing T20 World Cup or Cricket World Cup for the first time. They have really risen up the ranks in the last few years. And some of the key players that might sign for Italy team are JJ Smarts, Harry Manenti, who played for Adelaide in Australian T20 League, the captain Wayne Madsen, and all-rounder Grant Stewart.
A little bit of fun trivia here for all of you viewers. Wayne Madsen, the captain of Italy, was formerly a part of South Africa's men's national hockey team and took part in the 2006 Commonwealth Games as well as the Men's Hockey World Cup, who will now be taking part as captain of a completely different nation in a completely different sport altogether.
Now let's move on to the final team in this section. They came into the World Cup for many different reasons. We will not go into that because that is not our goal here. Our goal is cricket. So the Scotland squad for the T20 World Cup is on the screen now.
Pretty exciting squad considering the little amount of time they had to put everything together. And some key players in the squad that everybody will be excited to see is someone like Brandon McMullen, who has done really well in English county cricket, English domestic cricket, as well as franchisee leagues all over the world. Then somebody like Richie Barrington, who has been a household name for a long time now. Also, the fact that he is the captain of the squad.
Tom Bruce, top order batter. Michael Lisk, the all-rounder.
Another one of the players that I am really excited to see, youngster Zainullah Isan, just 19 years old. He was part of the under 19 team very recently and is now hopefully going to be making his full debut for the senior team.
So let's talk about the matches they will be playing. Since we just mentioned about Italy, Italy and Scotland are in the same group.
Speaking of, let's just go through Group C completely. It consists of England, Italy, Nepal, Scotland, and the West Indies, with matches taking place at two grounds specifically, at the Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai and at the Eden Gardens in Kolkata.
Scotland will be playing against the West Indies on 7th of February. Then they will be taking on Italy on 9th of February against England on 14th. They will like to give some Valentine's Day surprise to the English team.
And being it the Scottish against the English, it will be quite a spectacle, especially at the Eden Gardens, former capital of the British Raj. Nice symbolism there.
Yeah, and one fun fact, England are unable to beat any of the European nations in the T20 World Cup.
Will that record keep going? Very interesting to see this time, considering they're also facing Italy.
Yeah, could be a banana skin for England if that trend continues. Moving on, the final match Scotland will be playing is against Nepal on 17th.
Some very interesting matches in this group. We'll see what happens with those and talk about them in our videos to come in the future. But for now, though, that is for the Minnows side at the T20 World Cup. Thank you guys for watching. It's been a pleasure talking to you guys. We hope you've enjoyed. And if you have, please smash the like button down below. Consider subscribing to our channel for more such cricketing content, unbiased, unopinionated, just two friends chatting. But for now, though, we'll leave you guys to it. Have a wonderful day yourselves. Thank you guys, and Glitch Lab signing out.